It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 353. Deshaun Tate. He's Lansing-bred, Atlanta-based basketball savant. You can follow him at Tate's Take Hoops, where basketball lives. Deshaun, welcome home.
And thank you for having me. There's no place like home. If LeBron James ain't taught me nothing else in life, it's that you can always go back home. I'm so excited to be here. I'm almost ready to kind of like channel my inner MJ6 championship wins, you know?
We're just glad to have you. We didn't know when it was going to work out this summer, but when you said you were going to be here, we said this is a must-get. And you got to be getting excited because it looks like there's going to be NBA action before too long.
Oh, absolutely. You say anything about basketball getting ready to come back, I don't care what it is, I don't care when it is. 94 feet long, 50 feet wide, 10-foot hoops, 22 feet by 1 1/4 inches out on the perimeter. I'm ready for some hoops.
He is ready. If Deshaun Tate is where basketball lives, Tom Crawford is where football lives, especially college football, especially University of Michigan football. It's Blue Belly Tom. He's been my broadcast partner for 18 plus years at 7 different stations. He's also a regular contributor to thewolverine.com, and he's a creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. Tom, welcome back.
Well, those Deshaun metrics are pretty impressive. I don't know if I know all the dimensions of football that he knows in basketball. Great to be back, though, Jack. It's been, 3 weeks, and it's like the narrative changes like every day about football. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? How many fans and all that stuff? So we'll break it all down tonight. It's just great to be back.
You haven't had too many 2-week vacations here where you've been off, right?
Right.
You've been on 3 weeks out of every month, practically.
Right. But it's a nice break. Get some personnel involved here, and I'm looking forward to tonight, and obviously when we get in closer to football.
You talk about East Lansing. We also have an East Lansing valedictorian, Sasha Bacon, who's going to be joining us a little bit later in our MEA Champions 2020 series, delivering part of a commencement speech. Looking forward to that. And when we get back, we're going to be talking about Big Ten football, and we're going to start with Big Ten basketball. We're going to talk a little bit about the all-decade Big Ten teams. Who were the top 5 players of the 10-year period? Who was the coach of the decade? If you've been watching BTN, you know the answers to this, but we're going to break it down. Tell you what they got right and what they got wrong. We'll be right back with that and much, much more coming up here on Press Pass on Fox 47.
"50 years of marriage is a long time. I'm grateful for our time together. She was always a picture of health in the beginning. Then the diagnosis came. Kidney disease. Soon it started looking hopeless. Now, thanks to dialysis and Fresenius kidney care, it's like nothing's changed. I can't wait to see what she does next."
Buy 4 tires at Bell Tire's 4th of July sale and get up to $220 in savings. Or get even more with up to $280 in savings with Bell Tire gift cards. Plus, get tires as low as $29 and 0% financing for 12 months. Buy 4 tires and get up to $220 in savings or up to $280 in savings with Bell Tire gift cards. Save a lot or get a lot more. Either way, start with the lowest tire price, period, at Bell Tire. Contact-free service available.
Fox 47 News at 10.
Giving Mid-Michigan their late news an hour earlier.
Making it easier to wake up in the morning.
Every night at 10. Know tomorrow's weather. Then get to bed. Everyone knows.
The best way to start your day begins the night before.
For over 20 years.
The only station with a primetime newscast.
Fox 47 News. Local news at a more convenient time.
WWE superstar Otis reminding you that SmackDown is all new this Friday on Fox 47.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 106 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, go green, go Graf.
I had a real hard time deciding on my Big Ten Coach of the Decade. Ultimately, for me, it came down to Bo Ryan and John Beilein and Tom Izzo. And ultimately, I selected Tom Izzo. I think the biggest thing for me was just the level of consistency. In the 10 years of the decade, they won 27 or more games 8 times. It's a pretty remarkable number.
Getting to multiple Final Fours, not winning a championship, but every season starts with Michigan State.
Having consistency in your program is so hard. The best coaches cannot do it. And somehow Tom has found a way to always do that. He's always found a way to have his team in the hunt for, forget about the NCAA tournament, they're in it every year, but in the hunt for the Big Ten championship.
There you see Dave Revson and Andy Katz and John Beilein talking about Tom Izzo and why he is the coach of the decade. Tom Crawford, why was Izzo chosen over Beilein, Bo Ryan, Thad Matta, and Matt Painter?
I mean, think of the guys he beat out. I mean, the Big Ten is just blessed with great coaches. I mean, I think it came down to Izzo and Beilein, and I really think, you know, last year's the 19 game, he won the Big Ten regular season like a championship game, de facto championship game at Breslin, and then he won in Chicago. I just think that was almost like the tiebreaker. But when you think of Izzo, I mean, obviously his credibility is off the scale. He's such a great coach, one of the top 2 or 3 coaches of all time in college basketball. But I think that was kind of that defining moment of what, you know, beating Beilein. And then this last 3 years, I think it's Big Ten championships in all those last 3. Yeah. A couple Final Fours along the way, too. So he's done a terrific job, but a great field. But Izzo's king.
Deshaun, I want to take a look at the 3rd team All-Decade and 2nd team All-Decade chosen by the selection panel. There you see the 3rd team. Aaron Kraft of Ohio State, Caleb Swanigan of Purdue, D'Angelo Russell of Ohio State, Juwan Johnson, another Boilermaker, Jordan Murphy, rebounding machine from Minnesota, and Yogi Ferrell from Indiana. And if you look at the 2nd team, Jared Sullinger, another Buckeye, Victor Oladipo, Hoosier, Carson Edwards, scoring machine from Purdue, Ethan Happ, he was there forever for Wisconsin, and Cassius Winston. If you look at those 11 players, are there any that you would want to move up to the 1st team?
Absolutely. I think that, you know, when you have somebody like a Cassius Winston, first and foremost, who broke records within the Big Ten, something that hasn't happened in so long. I think that he's one guy particularly that can move up. But then you have some guys that I think can move down into the honorable mention section. Jawan James, Jordan Murphy being another one who I kind of feel like was probably the last guy to make the list. And then even Ethan Happ, who I think really benefited off of getting a full 4 years in that span. Right. But where is your Nick Stauskas? Where is your Nick
Stauskas?
Where is your Mo Wagner's another one, but we're talking on the collegiate level. These are 3 guys, especially between Stauskas and Wagner. Love it, like it, hate it, anything in between, they should be on that list.
Could you take these 11 guys, if you were coaching, and win a national championship?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm playing that, and I do understand that maybe Frank Kaminsky amongst a couple other guys, Decker and Nigel Hayes, might have something to say about it, but if they're playing that 2015 Kentucky team, I think that we're talking about something different. Certainly with the list of these elite and very talented players within the Big Ten, I think that I could do that.
Well, if you couldn't, it'd be a coaching problem. Tom, I want to look at the all-decade first team. Every name on this list was a National Player of the Year, though I wonder what would have happened if Cassius had led the Spartans to an NCAA title in April.
Well, you know, and I keep thinking of Izzo talking about that last practice he had before they called that whole thing off. How it was his best practice ever. I mean, I will sincerely say that I think Michigan State would have won the national championship, and Cassius Winston would have probably been the Final Four MVP. So he would have been on that list. There's no question about it. I mean, he was just hitting stride, and what a story that would have been.
Deshaun, there can only be one player of the decade, but the BTN panel selected Frank Kaminsky of Wisconsin overwhelmingly. Did they get it right?
I don't believe so. I'm almost going to ask you if that was a trick question. I don't even have him probably first team. I think it's arguable if he should be first team.
He nearly beat Duke.
Frank the Tank.
Nearly is not quite enough.
Well, they changed the rules at halftime.
There's other guys right here on this list that were in contention for National Player of the Year.
All five of these first-team guys were National Player of the Year.
Well, exactly. And I mean, you start talking about a guy like a Trey Burke, who led his team to the national championship the same way that many of these other guys did. I don't see that kind of impact of something like that happening for Frank Kaminsky.
All right. We'll be back in just a minute, tracking a trophy. Up next, more basketball with Deshaun Tate coming up next.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first, I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else, peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay connected everywhere you go.
Vaccine-preventable diseases like measles, whooping cough, and more are still a risk because many children aren't vaccinated. Diseases that were once virtually erased are now being passed from one child to another. Mom! There's no way to know who's next.
That's why I vaccinate.
Get the facts at ivaccinate.org.
This bell will ring again. These seats will be full. Our children will play together and we'll have dinner with friends. We'll hear the laughter and feel the energy of a Friday night. We'll be back, stronger than ever. And Fox 47 is here to help with the rebound, Mid-Michigan. Everything you need to get back on track during these difficult times. From financial recovery to putting food on your table and more, all in one convenient place. Visit fox47news.com/rebound to get started.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, go to theticketmachine.com. You see Max Christie with the ball, and he's a 5-star, 6'6" shooting guard, ranked the #1 player in Illinois and the #1 shooting guard in the country, number 11 overall. from Rolling Meadows, Illinois. And I believe he has it down to 2 schools. Most people think he's going to go to Duke, but I'm not so sure about that. I think it's a good chance he's going to be a Spartan from everything I've heard this week. Deshaun Tate, have you seen Max Christie?
Seen a ton of Max Christie even, and I'm not sure that I'm so confident that Tom Izzo can land a player like a Max Christie, especially over a program, an institution like Duke specifically. There's been so many players when it comes down to not just Duke, but other elite programs. You start talking about Jabari Parker and Josh Jackson, Cliff Alexander, those 2 guys understand Kansas.
Well, we know what happened with Cliff Alexander, but there's Miles Bridges is in the equation too, right?
Well, for sure, absolutely. But you also have Vernon Carey Jr. in that conversation as well. I just don't feel nearly as
Vernon Carey Jr., who, by the way, his mother now has said that made a mistake. Should have gone to Michigan State.
I'm not doubting that. I would have agreed with that one a long time ago.
Just saying, don't be surprised.
Okay.
Do not be surprised. Just because something hasn't happened in the past.
Sure.
Remember, the Chicago Cubs hadn't won a World Series. Boston Red Sox hadn't won a World Series.
Sure.
Michigan State certainly never gone 40-5 in football over a span.
I just have to see it, Jack.
You see it to believe it.
It has to happen.
It's kind of like Michigan beating Ohio State in football. Right?
All comes back to that.
It always see it to believe it.
Never.
Tom, I want to take a look at the Big Ten wins over the past decade in basketball. And Michigan State, not surprisingly, number 1 on that list, 264 wins and 8 Big Ten titles in the last 10 years, 4 in the regular season, 4 in a conference tournament. But what about the rest of this list? Headed by Michigan, Wisconsin, and Ohio State, they're bunched from 13 to 17 victories back.
Well, it just rubber stamps my feeling that all those teams are great. I mean, the Big Ten, in my opinion, Jack, when we go like 1 through 6, maybe the top half, or 1 through 6, maybe even 1 through 7, is the best conference in basketball of the decade. Of 2010 to 20. In my humble opinion, I just think the Big Ten has been absolutely terrific. You talk about the Final Four appearances led by Michigan State and what they've done on a national level. So all those top teams. Now then it slips down there, mind you, so maybe top to bottom it's not the best, but that top tier is Big Ten is tops, in my opinion.
Deshaun, sliding over to the NBA, we know that we're going to have action July 30th. And if the finals go to a Game 7, it'll be October 13th. We also know that we're going to have a draft on Friday, the 26th of October.
That's right.
What does all this mean?
It all means that basketball is coming back, which is always an outstanding thing, but I think that you also have to consider so much, going on with the pandemic and COVID-19, what kind of effect that will have. Right now, we're hearing about players that are choosing not to play outside of pandemic.
How many?
Well, there's probably too many. Where are we up to now? I haven't checked my notifications in the last 5 minutes. That's the point that we're at right now. But going forward, what is ultimately going to happen is more people, unfortunately, are going to end up testing positive for this thing, and then it's going to cause more and more players not to play.
We have 22 teams going to be participating.
Sure.
Give me the NBA finalists, not the Lakers or the Bucks.
That would be the Clippers and the Boston Celtics.
Clippers and the Boston Celtics.
With the Indiana Pacers as a deep dark horse with a healthy Victor Oladipo.
I can't interest you in the Toronto Raptors defending their championship.
Not without the claw.
76ers, if they're healthy. No, none of that, huh?
No way.
All right, Tom, with the draft pushed back all the way, does this mean that Aaron Henry, Isaiah Livers is going to be back, and what about Xavier Tillman?
Aaron Henry stays, the other two go. This can keep kicked down the street, and I think they're just going to go to the NBA, and they should go to the NBA, the latter two.
Yeah, and they asked the coaches, hey, are you sure we're going to play basketball this season?
Exactly.
Coaches can't tell them yes. We'll be back in just a minute. Our Law of the Jungle segment, talking baseball and NFL, up next.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Has staying at home cleaning and organizing made you realize how much extra junk you have laying around? Lansing Junk Removal is here for your residential and commercial cleanout needs. We're offering free virtual estimates and 20% off our no-contact pickup. Just call for a live video chat and an instant quote. With our no-contact pickup, you can place your junk outside your home and we'll come haul it away at a 20% discount. At Lansing Junk Removal, we want to keep Lansing out of the dumps. We recycle and donate 80 to 90% of the items we pick up. Click or call today for a free estimate and 20% off our no-contact junk removal service.
It's an afternoon of nonstop laughs, weekdays starting at 3 on My 47.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
As the pandemic went on, we saw between 30 and 40% of an increase in those who were hungry and needed to find food in some other way.
Fox 47 made a challenge to Mid-Michigan.
There is something about living in Mid-Michigan. People come forward and help each other.
Help donate over 50,000 meals to local families in need in just 1 week.
To do this kind of thing in just a week's time is really unheard of.
Every single dollar raised, we can provide 3 meals. The need has never been greater.
And the response was overwhelming.
Hats off to you, Mid-Michigan, for stepping up to help your neighbors in need. We have hit our goal of more than 50,000 meals.
Got the calculator here. We just raised 69,360 meals for Mid-Michigan. So I'm really proud and really appreciative of the entire Greater Lansing Food Bank team.
Thank you, Mid-Michigan, for your generous donations.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment. Brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. That's why I'm there every week.
The Nationals are 2 outs away. The right-hander kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a high fastball on 3 pitches. 1 more out to go. Here's Brantley. The kick in, here it comes. Swing and a miss! Swing and a miss! Swing and a miss! And a World Series Game 7 winning Curly W is in the books. The celebration is on. The Washington Nationals are the world champions.
The people in Washington, D.C. said we can't be a state, but we can win a World Series. We can at least do that. Tom Crawford, is it any accident that the first baseball we're going to see, defending world champion Nats versus the 26-time world champion Yankees, and another matchup, Max Scherzer versus Garrett Cole?
I mean, this is the only route to go. I mean, I think baseball really needs a kickstart. I mean, I was watching Korean baseball this morning, and there's no fans, and it's just such a flat, feel to it. I don't understand how that's going to quite work, but yeah. But this is going to be made for TV, and I think those two, obviously, Hallmark pitchers starting and Hallmark, franchises going at it, is fitting. So I think that will give it a good start indeed, Jack.
Deshaun Tate, will you watch more or less baseball than normal with this shortened season when it finally begins? And are you surprised the season is moving forward on a mandate, an executive order from Commissioner Rob Manfred?
I will watch more baseball, Jack, but just this much more baseball because I got to have something to watch. Basketball is going on at the same time. It's not nearly as likely versus what it was before. Yeah. However, what I will say is I'm not surprised in regards to the executive order because of the simple fact that this is an organization, much like all the other ones in professional sports, that want to go and get their money. That's very important. That's something they want to do. That's what it is.
Follow the money, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Tom, I got a ton of texts this week from Tigers fans, including our friend Denise Warner at the Bluegill Grill. Just happy she's going to have some baseball to watch. What's she going to see with the guys under the old English D?
She's going to see a young pitching staff. Matt Manning, Casey Mize. You're going to see all these young arms. I mean, you're going to see also the Tigers. They won't lose, more than 60 games because they're only playing 60. No, I mean, I just think it's going to be, the Tigers really don't have the infrastructure to compete. I don't think, but I'm telling you what, I think there's a lot of young arms, a lot of young players, a lot of new names Tiger fans are going to be excited about.
Would you like to see overall #1 pick Spencer Torkelson, who's a first baseman at Arizona State?
Yes.
Was announced as a third baseman, but he'll play somewhere because of his bat. Two-time NCAA home run champ. You think he's ready to get a look into major leagues this year, or do you not want to see him until 2021?
No, I want to see him. Once again, I'm not saying it's a throwaway year, but what a great way to get a view of the future. And that guy's a stud, and that was a big get for the Tigers. I mean, that got some attention. That's got some media attention when they got the #1 pick.
Deshaun Tate, long-suffering Lions fans. 63 years and counting without an NFL title.
Thank you for the reminder, Jack.
The reins were passed this week from Martha Firestone Ford, you see her on the right, to her daughter, Sheila Ford Hamp. What does that mean for the Lions organization?
New energy, youthfulness, a breath of fresh air, perhaps. Change is risky, but change is good. I believe that this was one of the first organizations to reach out, or first franchise to reach out to Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what that's saying from a standpoint of wanting to get some publicity or not, but that's always a good thing. Change is good, but it is risky for the Lions. They got to try something, because this way ain't working.
Tom Crawford, it's the first time I've ever heard age 68, my age, described as youth, so I'll take that. Deshaun, how important is ownership, whether we're talking about the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball? Is it a key to success? And if you had a choice in the NFL, would you rather have the best owner in football, would you rather have the brightest head coach, or would you rather have the all-pro quarterback?
It's definitely very key, but I'm going to go with the quarterback, because I am one that really believes that it's going to take talent. The others are not the ones that are putting points on that scoreboard, but it is going to take the talent. And the last time I checked, the most prolific position in that particular sport is that quarterback. That's where it starts. Outside of the ownership, I understand that, but on the field play, it starts with the quarterback, and you got to go and get that guy. Hopefully for these Detroit Lions, it's going to be that guy out of Clemson instead of Matthew Stafford.
What's Trevor Lawrence, another guy who hates Matthew Stafford. Tom, you can always get a quarterback injured. We've seen that with some of the best.
Yes.
Your son's a football coach. Make the case for the coach being the most important.
Oh, the coach is the most important. He's got all the intellect, man. I'm telling you what, absolutely. I'll double down on that.
All right, we will be right back. We're going to have our Take It to the Bank segment up next, and we're going to talk about college football. Coming up next here on Press Pass.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Hi, I'm Julie Williams from Fox 47 Morning News.
And I'm Terry Stevens from Q106. We're teaming up to honor our hometown heroes.
Celebrating their courageous, selfless fight against COVID-19.
Every Friday on Midwest Communications Radio.
And during Fox 47 Morning News, we will announce a local hero.
Each winner will get some incredible gift packages from local businesses.
To nominate someone you know, go to fox47news.com.
Help us celebrate hometown heroes.
Fox 47 News and Midwest Radio are proud to honor our local heroes.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, only on Fox 47 News.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Get up, everybody, and sing.
It's the Drive Forward sales event at LaFontaine. Lease a new 2020 Ram 1500 Bighorn for as low as $179 a month. Shop LaFontaineCDJRLansing.com today.
Your paycheck can be gone before you know it. We're here to help save your hard-earned wages. Discovering deals that are too good to be true. Shining a light on scams meant to rip you off. Watch Don't Waste Your Money with John Matarese. Monday on Fox 47 News at 10.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations. In Mason, Holton, South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. There you see the Big Ten decade in college football wins. Ohio State, as expected, way out in front, 117 wins in 10 years. That's 11.7 per year, people. Followed by Wisconsin, then it goes down to Michigan State in 3rd place. Followed by Penn State and Michigan ahead of Iowa in 5th and 6th spots. Tom, when you look at this list, what jumps out to you?
Well, I don't like this decade at all. It sucks. I mean, the Ohio State domination. I mean, Michigan State has had a heck of a decade. Even though if they had not slumped down the stretch these last 3 years, think on pace how they would have been, Jack.
They won 40 out of 45 games in one stretch. It was 40-5. So.
I mean, they were humming right there, and all of a sudden they stumbled down the stretch. So.
And Michigan better toward the second half of the decade.
Yeah.
A lot of 3-loss seasons, 1 5-loss season, and the winningest season was Brady Hoke, right?
Right.
Had an 11-win season in there. Which programs on this list, Tom, will make the biggest moves up and down in the next 10 years?
Well, the biggest move up is Michigan. I know I sound like a homer, but I mean, with the recruiting class, 4th in the nation, the recruiting is ramping up, stability and the coaching staff. As far as going down, maybe Northwestern will start slipping down more.
Okay.
I think they've had their time.
I think is a big surprise. The biggest move up is going to be Rutgers. With Greg Schiano back, he had it going once. He can do it again, and there's a lot of talent, as you know, in New Jersey. A lot of it wound up in Ann Arbor. Deshaun, when you think of the Big Ten Conference, how are Ohio State, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Penn State, and Michigan portrayed in the South, especially in Atlanta?
In the South and in Atlanta, not loved outside of the people who live there and went to those particular institutions. However, people love their SEC football. They believe SEC football is king. They believe that that is just the superior conference. Right. However, one thing I'll tell you that I would love to see, we always see SEC and Big Ten teams match up early in the season somewhere else, particularly mostly in the South. How about we get some of those SEC teams to travel north where the weather still isn't crazy bad and see how well they do early in the season? That's just what I'm keeping my fingers and toes crossed for.
You know what, Tom? We have the Big Ten ACC Challenge, and you got the Gavitt Games. You've got all these things where leagues play each other. What if they had a deal in football where the Big Ten and the SEC, and they all played each other for 1 week in September? Would that be wild?
It'd be wild, but it'd be impossible. I mean, I just don't see it happening. I mean, there's just too much stubbornness between those two leagues, and I don't see SEC. I mean, Georgia came up to Ann Arbor. I mean, when I was like 9 years old. I mean, I can't remember any SEC team coming up to Michigan very often at all. Maybe Vanderbilt.
Tom, we saw a poll about the logos of the Big Ten schools. And if you look at this chart, the top 3 are not letters. You've got the Spartan Crest, you've got the Nittany Lion, you've got the Tiger Hawk, and then from 4 through 14, starting with Wisconsin through Rutgers. That's what people preferred. I'm curious about the Wolverines with a letter logo. The records have been good, but not great for the last 14 years. Don't even have a mascot, but there's such incredible love 'em or hate 'em reaction around the country. Why?
No, they're like the Yankees or Dallas Cowboys. I don't know, because I think this arrogance thing got overinflated. I mean, Michigan people aren't arrogant, not at all. But the Block M, I mean, that blows away any of those other logos. I'm telling you that right now. When you see the Block M on a national basis, you know it's Michigan. When you see the winged helmet, you know it's Michigan. When you see the aerial shot from the big house, you know it's Michigan.
Yeah, and Bo Schembechler might have put that Block M on the side of the helmet, taking the wing off. That would have been wild, too. U of M recruiting, off to a great start. Top 10 class, certainly. Got another commitment from a high-profile wide receiver this week from California. What does all this mean for East Lansing standout Andrell Anthony, who's going to be choosing Wolverines, Spartans? Maybe the Nittany Lions are fighting Irish. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Andrell is, he's right in that borderline between the 3-star and 4-star, low 4, high 3, whatever. I think he's an outstanding talent. I saw him work out last week, man. The dude has speed. I love him to come to Ann Arbor. We'll see how it plays out with the numbers. So who you're competing against and where you want to get playing time.
Well, it's nice to have choices, right?
Yes,
you got programs like that. Everybody wants you. Pretty good stuff. We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about the sociology of summer. What's going on right now, up next.
Buy 4 tires at Bell Tire's 4th of July sale and get up to $220 in savings. Or get even more with up to $280 in savings with Bell Tire gift cards. Plus, get tires as low as $29 and 0% financing for 12 months. Buy 4 tires and get up to $220 in savings or up to $280 in savings with Bell Tire gift cards. Save a lot or get a lot more. Either way, start with the lowest tire price, period, at Bell Tire. Contact-free service available.
Hey guys, it's the Watt Brothers.
Wednesdays.
Get ready. We are taking the game of tag to an ultimate level.
Join football's Watt Brothers.
Welcome to the fastest and most intense game you've ever seen.
Oh! It's the ultimate test.
Oh my God.
On the ultimate playground.
The diving Superman.
And there's only one rule.
Don't get caught.
You can catch up on the action anytime.
Oh my God.
Ultimate Tag, only Wednesdays, or watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
The new Fox Sports app, now with live streaming. Download it from the App Store today.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs. Here you see a chart, gentlemen, of U.S. mass casualties. We have 4 wars here and 2 pandemics. The Spanish flu back in 1917-18, and of course COVID-19. If you look at this list, you see not just the death tolls, but also the deaths per day. And really says something when you're up close to 800 deaths per day from this. Deshaun, in light of these numbers and the fact that 16 NBA players, I believe, have now tested positive, complications with bubble security in a state that's seeing an amazing spike, they're going to get this done? Are we going to have an NBA Finals?
I know that they're really pushing for it, but I'm not nearly as confident as I once was. Not only because the numbers that they came out with of people that tested positive for the coronavirus, but I'm looking ahead to when there will be someone else that will test positive. And how many people is that going to completely freak out and make them not want to be a part of it? At that point, are we going to be able to expect to see the best brand of basketball? And there's going to be an asterisk. Regardless of whether they do finish the season or not, there's always going to be an asterisk in the back of everybody's mind. I don't see, with all the risks that you're taking, why it makes so much sense to go ahead and finish the season, outside of the fact that it's all about the money.
We've been hearing about the second wave of COVID, and we're not done with the first one yet. Still have 26 states that are showing increases. Tom Crawford, in light of this, and when we talk about college football, we've looked at the 2020 schedules for the Wolverines and the Spartans many times. We're going to do that again, and I'd like you to tell me if you are still thinking that there could be football. We have had Morehouse say that it's not going to play. Maybe the Big House won't be playing. I'm just wondering how many games these teams are going to be able to get in, or are we not going to have college football at all?
Jack, I think we're going to have college football, but it's going to be much to a lesser degree. You know, I've been flipping and flopping on this thing. My son, who coaches D3 college football, was home on a conference call this week, and they're going down to 7. They play regularly 10 games. They're going to be down to 7, a 500-mile radius, just 7 games. The FBS Big Ten, I think, is not going to have non-conference games. And you know, if you asked me 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't have said that. I said, hey, they're going to go to Seattle. Michigan is. No, I think it's going to be a regional Big Ten season. I think that they're just going to play who's ever close to you, and then try to serve between East and West, and then have a de facto type of Big Ten championship game in India or whatever. But no fans, or very few fans. This is really discouraging, Jack, what's going on in the last couple of weeks, because people aren't complying with social distancing and wearing masks. So if that continues, sports has got no shot.
Well, that means if we don't have the Wolverines going to Seattle, we might not have the Spartans going to Provo, Utah, and who knows if there's a spike late in the fall or early in the winter, what that might mean in terms of conference championship games or bowl games, anything of that nature. Deshaun, as we look back to one of the most turbulent years in history, I think you have to go back to 1945, when Franklin Delano Roosevelt died in office from the brain hemorrhage. Harry Truman came in. They dropped the atomic bomb. It was the end of the war. You had the Cold War era begin. So many things happened in such a tumultuous year. Is there a chance we're going to look back on 2020 and we're going to say there were some good things to come out of this, because there's a social awakening in progress? And even though there have been casualties along the way, even though there have been tragedies, do we need something like this to shake us?
Absolutely. I do believe that we needed something like this as a people. I think that we've all kind of taken something out of this. And while there's been a ton of negatives that everybody is going to highlight in their minds, we also have to remember the positive things that do ultimately come out of being right here with 2020. I mean, I'm looking at the situation as a guy who's almost 36 years old. Yeah. There's going to become a point in time when I go and talk to my future kids and my future grandkids and tell them, you were really lucky if you survived and lived to get into the year of 2021. There's some positive stuff still going on. People should keep that in mind.
Tom, I don't know if we could have had this social dynamic without the pandemic. What's an acceptable price to pay for progress?
The price to pay is, bottom line, what's got to happen is that when a black man has his son get in the car and go, he's got to feel confident he's going to be safe, because that is not the case it is right now.
We'll be right back with Champions 2020 coming up next.
We've all got some miles to make up. Miles to the job site, the campsite, and anything else we set our sights on. So let's roll up our sleeves, because we've got miles to make up.
Well-qualified returning employee lessees can lease the 2020 Ram 1500 for $199 a month. See your local Ram dealer or visit ram.com to shop and buy today.
We love our kids and want them to be successful in every way. That's why we're offering Michigan Cares, a free online program for children and teens to develop skills for social, emotional, and mental health. There's never been a more important time to instill these abilities in our future generation. Help equip Michigan children with the vital skills they need to thrive today and tomorrow. Get started at www.michiganvirtual.org/Michigan Cares. Sponsored by Michigan Virtual and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Know the day's weather before you walk out the door.
Fox 47 News.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else: peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Champions 2020 segment, brought to you by the Michigan Education Association. The MEA's members, educators from across our state, are proud of this year's high school graduates. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Learn more at mea.org. Athletes aren't the only ones who've had a very strange spring and summer. Commencement speakers have not been able to deliver their address in the normal way, but the MEA and Press Pass offering 10 outstanding students from mid-Michigan a chance to do just that. Tonight, we'd like to introduce you to Sasha Bacon from East Lansing High School. Hello, Sasha.
Hello, nice to be here.
You've excelled in the classroom and in extracurriculars. We'd like you to deliver about 90 seconds of your message on behalf of the class of 2020 and all Trojans. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Sasha Bacon.
Thank you again for the invitation, and hello to the class of 2020. In an English and Rhetoric course this year, my teacher posed a question. Do you think everything can change? Or are some things just how it has to be? Class of 2020, we have seen everything change overnight. We've seen treasured traditions canceled or completely reimagined. We've seen everything change. So don't let anyone tell you that injustice or inequitable systems and practices or hatred in the name of tradition are how it has to be. We can change anything we want. But we can't do it alone. Over the course of this pandemic, your health has been in the hands of your community, and vice versa. It has become abundantly clear to me that our personal well-beings are inextricably tied to the well-beings of everyone in our community. However, we live in a system and a culture that encourages us to think only of ourselves. Fight that powerful urge with the same dedication and motivation and solidarity to your fellow man that convinced you to quarantine and social distance. Throughout my years at East Lansing High School, we've become what we affectionately call an East Lansing family. Go out and create a community-wide family, a nationwide family, a global family. Together, we can change everything.
Tom Crawford, very important thoughts.
Yes, that was
your take
profound.
on that message?
Well, Sasha graduated from East Lansing High School. My 3 kids graduated from EL, and that's an outstanding academic institution. And the one she's going to is an outstanding institution, the University of Michigan. So it doesn't surprise me that she totally crushed it on that little speech.
How did I know you were going to give it a positive review? How could you give it anything
take
else?
advantage of it.
Sasha, why was that such an important message for you to deliver?
Wow. I believe that was really important for me to say to the class of 2020 because we are seeing right before our eyes, basically. We're coming of age in a time where our country's evils and illegitimacy are laid bare directly in front of us. And so many of us have dreams and ideas and new systems and ways to make things better. But the universal truth here is that whenever young people want to make things better, it's too radical, it's too extreme, it's too much. This is how it has to be. And I wanted to get in their ear before anyone else could. This is not how it has to be. It is never how it has to be.
You've had 4 fantastic years. Very quickly, is it engineering at the University of Michigan?
Yes, I am going to be a College of Engineering student looking to major in electrical engineering right now. I'm very excited.
Fantastic, Miss Sasha Bacon. We will be back in just a minute with our closing segment. Cool and Smooth, brought to you by Culver's. We'll have our Play of the Week, our Team of the Week, and a very special Player of the Week up next.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Catch back-to-back episodes of Law & Order SVU Monday at 8 p.m. on My 47.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the first lawnmower that maintains social distancing.
The Husqvarna Automower will mow the lawn for you, rain or shine. The Husqvarna Automower charges automatically. It's silent, safe, there's virtually no maintenance, and your lawn will look like carpet.
Here at Midwest Power Equipment, we follow social distancing and sanitizing guidelines for installation, service, and information.
You might be thinking the Husqvarna Automower sounds too good to be true. It's not. So come into Midwest Power Equipment today.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious.
All of NASCAR's drivers have rallied around Bubba Wallace, the NASCAR Cup Series lone black driver, after what happened here yesterday afternoon. The drivers, led by reigning Cup Series champion Kyle Busch in green, and their crews, the entire garage area, has rallied around Bubba Wallace and the number 43 today.
I think this was Jimmy Johnson's idea, gentlemen, and then you got so many other drivers want to be part of this and wanted to show solidarity after the noose was found in Bubba Wallace's garage. And people saying, was it a noose? To me, it was a noose when you see the photo of it. And when was it put there? We'll never know everything we need to know about this, but it's important to see the solidarity for NASCAR. All right, Team 353, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Deshaun Tate, what do you have for us for a play of the week?
Play of the week. Nothing was a bigger play than the decision that came down with Adam Silver just days ago to decide to officially resume the NBA, even going against all of the things that people are putting out there as to why they shouldn't. He's looking at things on the bright side from a positive perspective and optimism to bring this thing back and officially give a resumption date of July 30th. To go ahead and do this and still be safe with it, there's not a bigger play than that, Jack.
Adam Silver and LeBron James, 1. Kyrie Irving, 0. Right?
That's right.
Kind of the way it goes. All right. Tom Crawford, what do you have for us for our team of the week?
My team also has an NBA angle to it. The NBA Players Association, Chris Paul, their president, announcing instead of their player names in the back of the jersey, social justice messaging on the back of those jerseys. I think that's awesome. I mean, back to Adam Silver, what Deshaun was talking about, and the NBA, always at the forefront. They've been crushing it all year in 2020, and they're doing it again.
You know, we had one of those social messages on the back of a jersey. Do you remember He Hate Me? That player,
yes.
right? Had the name on the back of the jersey? Yeah. But congratulations to the NBA for responding with games and with messaging. They do not have their heads in the sand as some other organizations have. All right. For our player of the week, and this is tough. Actually, could have had this last week, could have had it every week. But Marcus Thornhill, Marcus Strong, passed away last Saturday, late afternoon. We got the message from his mom, Katie, and I can tell you the inspiration that came from Team Thornhill. Tom Crawford, you knew Josh. He was a standout at Lansing Eastern. He was a captain at Michigan State. He was a pro with the Detroit Lions and a more important professional in the medical business down in Tennessee. His wife of 17 years just had their anniversary.
They did, yeah.
Was my dental hygienist, the best I've ever had. But this entire family inspired so many people. And the way they fought, I don't know anyone who's ever fought a better fight than Marcus Thornhill. And he had everybody in East Lansing pulling for him. And now he's at peace. And we're all happy for that. No more pain, Marcus. You fought the good fight. I want to thank Deshaun Tate. Thanks so much for coming up and joining us. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you very much, Jack. I'm so happy that I could be a part of this with you today, and looking forward to the future.
Tate Steak Hoops, where basketball lives, and Tom Crawford, Bluebelly Tom, creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. You can follow him at thewolverine.com. We'll be back next week, everyone. Have a great week.